Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tyler Long, this is Long Time Smoking. We have a great episode for y'all today. We're going to be doing a pork shoulder on the Pit Boss. So we're going to be smoking this at 250 for about 8 hours. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get to rubbing the meat, right? So got a little bit of Long Time Smoking black rub here. Just going to douse it all over it. And just rub all that on. We're not using the binder today, we're just going to go straight rub the meat. Make sure you get it all over. All over the side here. Make sure you get some on this fat cap too. Get it all over. This is such a good rub. A lot of times people rub their pork shoulders and other stuff, they put a binder on there. You can do that. Like I use mustard a lot, and you can use mayonnaise as well. Mustard just seems to be the cheaper option. So, but today we're not going to use any of that. We're just going to put it right on the pork shoulder here. Be real generous with your rub too. You want to get all over, get it really in there. And after we get done doing this, we're going to let it sweat out for about an hour. Let this thing come to room temperature. And once it gets to room temperature, we're going to stick it on the Pit Boss. And we'll see you in a minute. Alright guys and gals, we are back. This has been marinating for about an hour, coming up to room temperature. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put it on the smoker. We've had the smoker sitting, or coming up to temperature to 225, 250. And now it's time to put it on there. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to put it right on the grill grates in the center of our smoker. Fat cap down. And then we're going to come back in about 3 hours, check on it, and see if the bark is creating what we want it to. So once the bark is where we're at, we're going to wrap it. We're going to put it back on there for about 5 more hours, and it should be good. All right, stick around. All right, everybody, welcome back. Pork butt's been going for about an hour now at 250, so I'm going to open it up. I'm going to spritz her down, and using a 50-50 blend apple juice, apple cider vinegar, going to spray her down, get her nice and moist, and then we're going to shut her up and just leave her there for another hour, and just repeat that for every hour until you wrap it. All right, so bark's forming nice. Spray her down, give her a nice little spritz. That's it. Man, that thing's looking pretty. That nice mahogany colored bark is what you want. That's going to come from your rub, okay? So we'll be back in about an hour or 2 hours, and see you later. Guys and gals, we are back. So the pork shoulder's been on the Pit Boss for about 3.5 hours. It's sitting around 150. It's been there for about 30 minutes, so the stall's hitting it kind of hard. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up in here in this aluminum foil. So set it right there in the center of it. Bring this up like this. But before we wrap it, I'm going to take some of this Long Time Smoking KC style barbecue sauce, and I'm just going to glaze it over the top. It's just going to add to that bark. It's going to be great. Stuff is good. A little sweet, a little smoky, just a little bit of spice on it. Man, I love this stuff. Just get it over the top there, a little bit of the sides. Man, that's looking good. It's already got a real good bark on it, so we're going to leave it alone, wrap it up in this aluminum foil, and just let it cook for about another 4 hours till it reaches 205 internal temperature. Then we're going to pull it. It's going to be good stuff. So we're going to wrap it. It ain't got to be perfect, just close her up. This wrap it's just going to help it get tender. This thing's just going to fall off the bone when we get it off the smoker. So now that we've got it all wrapped, just find the thickest part away from the bone. Bone's over here, so I'm going to stick it about right here in that thick piece of meat right there before the fat band that goes through it. Put it all the way in there to the center. We're going to set it back in this pan. We're going to put it right back on the smoker. Alright, we're going to let this sit for about another 4 hours. Tune in. See you later. We got the smoker going at 225. Set this right back here on the smoker. Set it right there in the center. right where you had it. Close her up. And then just monitor it till it gets to 205. We're gonna pull it off, pull it. It's gonna be super tender. Y'all stick around. All right, everybody, welcome back. This is the final product, okay? So it cooked for about 6 hours. It cooked a little quick, but it was only like a 7-pound Boston butt. So, I mean, and it is perfect. Just tear it, just pull it apart. Bone comes out clean. I mean, this thing is just as tender as can be. I mean, look at that bone right there. I mean, that's about as good as you're going to get when it comes to a pulled pork. I mean, look at all that muscular tissue, that tube right there. Everything is just completely falling apart, man. I got to get me a piece of this right here. Man, that's some good pulled pork. All right. We're going to let this cool down a little bit, and we'll be back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. So I had to get off here. It was way too hot to pull with my fingers, so I pulled the claws out. Now we got it all pulled. But just look. Look how easy that is to pull. All these muscle tubes and all that stuff. I mean, this is just your perfect pulled pork for home. Okay, a lot of people say don't wrap it. You know what? I'm going to wrap it because I'm at home and this is how I like to eat it. So if you want good pulled pork, do exactly as I did in this video, and it's going to turn out just like this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a nice sandwich on how I like to eat one of these. So just take you a nice big, kind of a handful like that, sit it on your bun right there, pick you up some slaw. Sit right there on top. So I'm going to get everything all nasty. I'm going to pull one glove off. A little bit of Alabama white sauce. Let it go on the board there. I don't care. And a little bit of my KC style sauce. You just put your lid back on there. It's like so. Look at that. That's a barbecue sandwich. I'm going to take a bite out of it. I can't help myself. That's good. That's a good barbecue sandwich. Alright, well, thanks for tuning in on a brand new episode of Long Time Smoking. Stay tuned for next week, and I'll catch y'all later. I'm going to eat this thing.
Hey Longtime Smokin' family, I would like to say a few words about our partners at Lazy Lab Hunting Club. They're a ministry-based organization that provide hunting and fishing ventures for veterans, active duty, wounded warriors, and families of fallen heroes. They also provide service dogs to those suffering from PTSD and various service-related injuries. They're even in the process of building tiny homes for veterans. They're doing great things, but don't take our word for it. Please go check them out at lazylabhc.org.